Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Located in Charlotte, North Carolina, Quail Hollow was originally designed by the architect George Cobb back in 1961. And Frank, it features one of the most imposing finishing stretches on tour. They call it the Green Mile.
Yeah, 16, 17, and 18. What a great test and a wonderful way to finish this golf course. It has a nice flow to it. Anytime you're in the Carolinas, all these mature trees that really define the fairways. Everything's in front of you. Some greens with certainly a lot of pace out there. You tested every club in the bag. This is a great golf course.
Now set to start the round here at Quail Hollow. This first hole is a 418-yard par 4. Frank, walk us through it.
Yeah, it's tricky actually. It's not overly long, but you can see this requires a very good tee shot. Not necessarily with a driver either. Just something that gets the ball in play. Green's really the issue here because it's got a big mound in the middle of it.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Gonna need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Flagstick 150 yards away. Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart, pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down.
Very much so.
Frank, I think that's going in the bunker.
Looks like it.
Just a bit offline and into the bunker. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here. Well, that's a little absurd, that, Rich. That shot wasn't that hard, but it's come up well short.
Didn't appear committed through impact. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
He'll need to be strong with this. Wow, what a shot. Doesn't even need the putter. Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that lie.
I didn't think that was doable.
Poulter trying to get out of here with just one drop shot. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. So, 2 over early. Teeing it up here at the second hole, Frank, it's a short par 3.
Yeah, it plays a little bit downhill, about half a club, Rich. There's a sort of shallow bunker in that back area, and also that green starts to reduce in size on the left side. Good par 3.
With that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough.
This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Oh, that's off the beaten track. You got 5 minutes to find it.
Solid play, heart of the green.
Second shot.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Still even par for the day. Has this to save par. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Moving on to the third hole now. It's a par 4, 452 yards.
Big sweeping dogleg left, and the fairway actually goes in the opposite direction of the dogleg. Must hit a good tee shot for two reasons. One, to find the fairway, and also the length of this hole, over 450 yards. This is way left going left.
And that one's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. This is the third for Jimenez. Just a bit offline here, Frank, but not too bad.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the wind or just the lie there. Should be okay.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. This one will play a little bit longer. It's up the hill to that green. It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. This is a cross-country special. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. It just, you feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
It's a good-looking putt right here. You might like it.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
So they'll tap in. Been a little bit of a fight so far, 3 over par. Frank, this is a muscular par 4 here at just under 490 yards, the fourth at Quail Hollow, a difficult proposition.
It is, but fortunately that tee shot plays a little downhill. But one of the difficulties with the tee shot is the fairway kicks from right to left. So it needs a good one to keep it on the fairway, and another green that has 3 different levels.
Look out left.
And there's rough over there.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Ball sitting down here in the rough, he's digging in. Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So I got to give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, as we look at the second shot here at the fourth, what's the best chance for a birdie?
A nice high floating second shot would be the ideal go here. Rich just pitching slightly right of the flag, but you cannot afford to miss this green on the right.
Poulter now, third shot. He'll take that one all day long. Very solid, about 15 feet away. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh, you can see the frustration. Almost kicked his putter head right there with a drop shot here at the fourth. Miguel Angel Jimenez for a double bogey. So, 2 over par for the round. And he's putting for bogey now. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the fourth hole seems to have really put him off his game. Frank, in today's modern game where players are hitting it so far, I always feel like one of the more exciting holes is a reachable par 5, and here we are at the fifth, 570 yards.
Yeah, this is reachable providing you hit a good drive. Otherwise, it becomes very awkward on the layup. You're sort of often threading the ball out of trees and just trying to find some sort of third shot. So to your point, big advantage with a good tee shot here.
Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
He'll need to be strong with this. Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut, not too bad. Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
Not his best shot, and now he'll have to deal with a bunker.
Yeah, they say the hardest shot in golf, the next one. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
Well, the best in the game don't do it any better. McIlroy, Fowler, Duffner, they'd be impressed by that bunker shot.
That's a tough lie to come out of. Not surprising it's come up short.
Well short right there, but still in the game for a par. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh my goodness, he missed it. He missed the bunny. That's like missing a layup in basketball. Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, a missed opportunity, no doubt. Just a couple of feet. No doubt would love to have this one back. That's a double bogey, 2 drop shots. He has this for par. This would be a good time to reverse the slide. 5 over par on the day. Now set to tee off at the 6th. It is a long par 3, 250 yards.
We could take a little bit off for the downhill, but whichever way you look at it, it's still going to be a beefy par 3. Protected on the left by that front bunker, and if you sort of scoot one wrong, there's another bunker over there as well.
Frankie's managed to hit it in the rough yet again.
Yeah, this is hard to imagine. You know, the fairways aren't that narrow today.
On the dance floor here at the 6th, but still a pretty hard putt coming up, about 30 feet away.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good, line looked good, just did not take that final break.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Well, Frank, an eagle is in play here at the par 5 7th.
And a 6 and a 7 and an 8 or a 9, actually. This is a potential scorecard record, the 7th hole. Many a tee shot has found that creek on the right, trees, problems on the left. There's no question there's a reward for a good tee shot here. But then there's a decision on do you go for this par 5 and 2. It's not overly long, just over 530 yards. It is very tempting.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. Common thread here. Rough, rough, rough.
Wrong way again. In the thick stuff.
Thick. It's brutal out there.
Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. Well, it's going to take a good one here, considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to look very small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point. Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. There you have it. Well done. Great putt. Well, he's been doing this a long time, all over the world, making birdies. Miguel Angel Jimenez. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Frank, in modern professional golf, we're seeing more and more drivable par fours, like the 8th here at Quail Hollow, 350 yards. What do you think of this hole?
It's not a bad hole. Drivable, some might say, but the angle of the green means it's hard for that tee shot to keep on the green. But I think the reward for hitting a driver is try and sort of aim at that tree just left of the green. And the reason why is then you've got to pitch up the direction of the green. This is a really narrow green. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. And it is not looking like a good lie. Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
This is a good-looking shot.
He needs some sort of miracle putt.
Ian Poulter going for the green on his second shot. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants a do-over there.
These putts keep the round together. Well, thank you at last. A birdie. That was a long time coming, Frank.
Yeah, finally he strung some shots together. Now, if all of a sudden he can do the same on the next hole, he might just get a run going.
Chases that in for par to stay at 4 over. Here we are at the 9th hole at Quail Hollow, 495-yard par 4. Frank, it is the longest par 4 on the golf course. Is it, in your estimation, the toughest?
I think the green stops it from being the toughest, Rich, because it does kick in from either side. But when you see holes like this, there's no surprise why the Rory McIlroys and the Ricky Fowlers have won around here. This is just a great driving par 4.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. The second shot now to the par 4. Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
Poulter now, third shot. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Frank, what's ahead now on this approach shot at the long par 4 ninth?
What's in favour for the player, Rich, is the fact that both the left and the right side of the green slope back towards the middle. So you can almost use them like sideboards.
Settles in over the putt. Frank, I thought that was in. Well, you can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss and a drop shot here at the ninth. And that's a bogey. Rough day so far, 4 over par on the round. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. We are set at Quail Hollow for the backside, the 10th hole, Frank, 469 yards.
And a nice par 5 where a good drive means that you can reach this par 5 and 2. Just try and avoid that bunker down the left. Second shot's going to play a little downhill.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole.
Second shot.
And from the fairway for his second shot here.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
Now one of the best personalities in the game, Miguel Angel Jimenez, ready for his approach. Playing a par 5, Frank, what happened on that third shot?
Yeah, it's a poor decision. But, well, hopefully he can eradicate that from the memory banks and really knuckle down on this. Do not want to drop a shot or make 6 here.
That shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close, that's good.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
That was cruel. That looked like it was certainly going in.
No. That's not the way you want to start the back nine. Missed putt, bogey, and a drop shot. Poulter has a history of getting on runs. He can light it up with a putter. Here's a birdie putt. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Has this now for bogey. Whew, this is tough to watch.
I've already got my eyes covered.
All right, hanging in. That's a par and 4 over. Back here at the par 4 11th at Quail Hollow, set to tee off. What's the right game plan here, Frank?
There's two really. That left bunker off the tee, it's about 265 yards to get it on the fairway, or 308 yards, 310 yards run out there. I've seen players just try and carry the bunker, sort of set up a short iron, and I've seen players like Rory McIlroy just try and blast a driver with a hook on it. Both strategies have worked.
Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like.
Well, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Early part of this second nine, a good approach shot. Now, pretty good chance for birdie. Frank, this one is veering far to the left. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in.
It's at sneaky distance. Do that.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. There you have it. Well done. Great putt. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill, fairway tilts a little bit to the right, and it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder.
Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
Now playing the second here at the par 4.
Normally you'd say that's a bad tee shot, but this is a pattern, Rich. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Well, that's why on this golf course, Frank, there is a premium on hitting fairways.
You're exactly right. Might be also protecting against a fly, but that did anything other than fly.
Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. He'll need to be strong with this. Miguel Angel Jimenez for bogey. Now that really hurts, Frank, missing the bogey putt.
Yeah, now time to get the handkerchief. Double bogey coming up.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Chases that in for par to stay at 4 over. So just a formality here. Finally in for a double bogey. Now to the par 3 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle. This ball never even looked like it was going down the fairway, heading way right.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Ian Poulter going for the green on his second shot. Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
"21-foot putt set to go. Well, hello there.
Huge bonus making that one. Rich, I remember playing with, it was Ben Crenshaw and Mark McCumber in a World Cup of Golf at Royal Melbourne. And Royal Melbourne's greens are as fast as any in the world. And it was probably one of the best putting exhibitions I ever saw without Ben actually making every putt. His sense of speed. And I think that's where I started to see that putting was a real art. He would look at a putt like it had 7 or 8 different dimensions to it. But it was all feel. It wasn't mechanical. It wasn't like this sort of amazing thought process. It was sort of through osmosis. He would just feel a green. So it would go up and down, several humps and hollows and that, and invariably just, if it missed, it just settled on the back of the cup. And these were the fastest greens in the world. Incredible display.
His longtime caddy at Augusta National, Carl Jackson, they came together in the mid-1970s. Carl recalls the first time he saw Ben, and what stood out was, as Carl tells it, the putting stroke. And in Carl's words, it flowed like the wind. Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. And here at 14, another chance to make a birdie with the right approach shot.
Yeah, laying back there a lengthy way in, the green will still kick to the left. So even though it's saying a wedge in hand, you've got to aim right at this flag.
How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, he's been doing this a long time, all over the world, making birdies. Miguel Angel Jimenez. Wow, he needed that, Frank, in the worst way.
Interesting to see what's ahead from now, whether that was just a flash in the pan or the start of something good.
Can't get them all back at once, but it does go in the right direction. Now at +4. We're now teed up at the 15th hole. It is the final par 5 here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. And Frank, I remember this hole well. McIlroy stiffed a 5-iron on his way to making eagle, his first PGA Tour win. That came back in 2010.
And the opportunity exists again here. Under 600 yards, plays downhill off the tee. Those two bunkers on the right are perfectly situated. That second one about 310 yards to it. So something straight at that one with a little draw will set up that mid-iron or long iron that has to be hit very high and uphill.
Beautiful looking shot right here.
Oh, that's fine.
Frank, Rory McIlroy had his coming out party on the PGA Tour right here at Quail Hollow. That was in 2010. You remember that final round 62?
We certainly do, Rich. That great finish to post 62. Personally, I thought that was the best round shot in 2010. And not just because it was his first win, but it showed you what he was capable of. And then obviously we've got to see that ever since.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. This is the third for Jimenez. Frank, how did he do there?
I would say more than the average. Get it inside 20 feet from that distance.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Settles in over the putt. Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt. Miguel Angel Jimenez has this for birdie. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. This is the start of what some say is the toughest finishing stretch on the PGA Tour. It's known as the Green Mile. Frank, what makes it so challenging?
Well, this hole in particular, Rich, the dogleg right, it means it plays every inch of it's just over 500 yards. That bunker you can see down the right, 325 yards to carry that. If you can fly the ball that far, at least you can chew off 2/3 of this hole, and that is well required here. Otherwise, it's a long, long second shot.
That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that, hanging in the sky.
Second shot out of the daunting par 4 16th hole, Frank. This is all you want.
Yeah, and if you want to take the safe route, then obviously that's down the right side. That's the quickest way to get to the putting surface, and also it's the flattest side. When they start sticking the flag on the left, though, be prepared to pay the price. Short, difficult chip. Long, the ball's going to bounce over the back.
Frank, way offline all day long.
Yeah, this is a head scratcher, really. I've seen him play before. Normally much better than this. This is abnormal, that's for sure.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. This requires a lot of speed through the ball.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Oh, how did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Ian needs this now for his par. Hasn't been easy, but he'll take it. That's a par. 3 over for the day. And he makes it for a bogey here. Frank, the 17th here at Quail Hollow. It is all you want.
And a bit more, actually. The only advantage the player has that plays a little bit downhill. But when you look at the lake in front of you, if there's any swirling breeze out there, it just becomes a nightmare trying to choose the right club.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Oh, dude, that in the hole. Tremendous shot. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and fill it up. Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Just a little offline, so now, Frank, he's going to have to deal with a rough.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how strong he is.
Good lie in the fairway, and a good chance to make something happen here. Frank, through the years, we have seen countless what we would call good ball strikers, great swingers of the golf club, but there is something else that's separate. And he went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is, just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
So this is his fourth shot after the last one found the water.
It's not all over, but right now, too, he's staring down the barrel of a very bad hole. Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
This is a bogey attempt for Poulter. And that'll be a 75 on the day. So just a formality here. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Well, Frank, as we put a wrap on the day, it was plain to see he just didn't have his best stuff, but that's golf, and there's always tomorrow.
Yeah, the beauty of this game, you're rated by your best and your worst golf. Today's not, I don't think, a fair assessment of how good a player he is, but we'll see down the line exactly whether